Hey guys, today we're gonna be piggybacking on the previous videos and we're gonna see how does Midjourney gonna help us create an animation out of an existing 3D model that we already have. So we're gonna go straight to the point here. So a lot of the people, we start already with a 3D model. So this is my 3D model, right? This is a 3D model that I already have in place. Now, the main problem with having a model like this is that, as you can see, it's like a little harsh, right? Like when you want to do like an animation or something, you know, it's fine, but it's not amazing. So I'm going to show you 3 ways you can potentially present this to a client, or, you know, send this to something or use it for marketing. So 3 methods. So the number 1 method is to use real-time engine like Twinmotion or D5 or Enscape to create a wide model or the aesthetics of one. So I should have opened this before, but for instance, I created this aesthetic in Enscape. So the only thing I did is pretty much just open Enscape, create like a wide model of this, and uploaded the image. So this, I wonder if I go here, that's the image that I uploaded. So with that model that I had in ARCHICAD, the only thing is that I went to Enscape and rendered it as a white model. And from a white model, I uploaded here, and the only auto and then low motion, and it created a quick animation of the building. Now, with this being said though, you wanna make sure you get a few renderings, because you don't want it to extend it too many times, because the moment it's gonna be fine for the first 5 seconds, but the moment you start extending the videos, it's gonna create new things to the design on this other side that you don't want, because it's pretty much guessing for you. So what you want to do is potentially have different views. So for instance, maybe you render it here, right? And then you create a video for that. And maybe you render it from here, and then you create a video of that. And maybe you render it from here, and then you create a video of that. And then maybe then you kind of, if you want to do like sort of like a walkthrough, then you might be able to render it here. So you see how you have to act in a way as a director, where you need to put the starting frame, create a motion video, and then use that later on, put it in an editor where you can put it together. But that's the way, because otherwise it's going to start, because each part of the building has a different design, it's really not going to understand what you want what's on the other side, right? It's gonna most likely not gonna have what you want. We're not gonna, but it could be interesting to kind of see. For instance, this one here, I extended it, and it's interesting to see sometimes when it starts guessing, right? Because you can see what it's trying to make out of the other side of the building, and you got all of them wrong. But it's interesting to see what type of ideas that does it come with. So that's method number 1, is to use real-time engine to just kind of stylize it, right? So I can put it potentially in Enscape. I can use that. I can use the Y model. I can use a sketch model. I can use like watercolor. I can use none, and I can just, you know, do this. Now, if you tell me, why will you not do it in Enscape and do it in here? And the majority of the reasons why you want to do it in here rather than Enscape or the other ones is if you have people or things that are going to take a while to animate. So if you have cars of people or things that are going to be walking, AI is great to kind of create those animations for you. Whereas in Enscape, other ones, you'll have to manually animate each one, and that might become a little tedious. Number 2 option is this one here, and this one is right out of ARCHICAD. I'm sure that Revit might have like its own little thing. So if I go to ARCHICAD, right, this is just mainly for ARCHICAD users. So if you're not an ARCHICAD user, you can skip this part. It's gonna take only a minute. Here you will go to the creative imaging, photo rendering settings, and here there's like a sketch render here, or you can have other actual renderings here. And you can actually, once you go to the sketch line and the hatch lines and the shadow lines, here's where you can modify this. I decided to do it really quickly. That's why I didn't put a lot of effort like actually trying to make it look super nice. It's just kind of mostly to show you. That's another method, is just to kind of get it directly from your Beam software without you having to use a real-time engine. And then from there, you can, you know, do that. The last method is try to do everything in Twinmotion. Now, the better so with Twinmotion, there's a few things you need to know about Twinmotion. So with Twinmotion, the method that I used was the texturizing it. So you go to edit. I wonder if I have view all. So for instance, with these ones here, I uploaded this image, right? So the way you would do it is you will, let's go back again here. Let's go to this one. So the way I would do it is I uploaded my image and I gave it, what I would recommend is you starting with what you want as far as a watercolor painting sketch, right? And then kind of maybe give a description of the building, you know. And the way you can give it a description is whenever you go to ChatGPT or here and you upload the image, you can tell Midjourney to kind of give you a description of the image. So you come here and create, and let's see here. Let me just go to screenshot tree really quick and see so I can show you briefly how I did it. So if you upload, I'm just gonna upload an image right now, and you create an image prompt here. You upload the image, you just drag it here, and then I'll say, oh, I want actually this one here. And you know, you click submit. It should give me a few. Oh, actually, yeah, this is actually interesting. But let's do this again. So start here. What's going on? So there. Okay, here it is. Drop image to describe. So you put it at the bottom. That was the thing what I did wrong. So you put it at the bottom. What's going on here? Okay, so here it is. So you put this at the bottom, and you put it that you want to describe the image below. Huh, that's interesting. It will normally be a lot easier. It will normally describe the image, and you will normally go to come here, edit, and you will normally put a description. You can always just put like a 2-building house. Really, the most important thing you have to understand is you need to create a watercolor painting sketch. Once you put that there, you will submit. Sometimes you do have already a style that you want to use that it's already watercolor, you can use it. So for instance, me, I'm gonna use the watercolor sketch number 1, but you don't have to. I mean, once you have, and you have to make sure you go to retexture, have this click, have the watercolor painting sketch. In this case, I'm gonna do B7 because we're in the latest version already. And here's where you can stylize it. I would recommend 250. And then is with Midjourney will create an image. Now the problem I have with this Midjourney one thing is like I would normally say maybe black and white or something, because it really starts kind of giving you random materials based on what it understands. Now it might be fine, like if you're exploring, you're in that first phase, you might want to kind of make a lot of reruns here until there's something that you like, or maybe yeah, from here you can just edit a quick material or something that you think, oh, I would like to add grass here or something here, or I like these to be stone. So you can do these minor things here, right? So once you have that, I will normally go ahead here. So for instance, I like that one. I will upscale that image. And then, yeah, you can go here and then edit and then erase here and say like, hey, I want some landscape, green, blah, blah, blah. I want stone here. So you will kind of edit little layer by layer like you're in Photoshop. But once you have that edit, now you see it give me the description. So you will normally copy those descriptions down here by making sure you put watercolor painting, blah, 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 blah. Once you have this here, now you can go to auto low motion, right? And you might have it, and then you can kind of like the other one. You might have to create a few views and do little things here and there, or you can just from this one because it's Midjourney, and if you're still exploring, you might be able to extend it 2 or 3 times maybe, depending on what it's giving you. But you have to test depending on the results it's providing you. You might need to create a new image for you to then edit it later, and then you can kind of compile it together, or you might. If it's giving you good results, you can keep extending it as much as you want until it's not giving you what you want, and then you can stop it, but you might have at least a good 15-20 second video from there. Okay, so let's just see this one really quickly and we go from there. If you wanna use, something I forgot to tell you is like you can also use the manual. If you want a specific way of rotating things, you can always go to manual and say like, hey, I want it around the residence, or looking or zooming out of the residence, or zooming into the residence. If that way is more specific for what you want. Otherwise, again, I'll always recommend to start with the auto just to kind of see what Midjourney is understanding out of this. So here are the results. As you can see, like these are very nice results, right? Low motion, right? And you can potentially, maybe in the edit, you add some people here. And that's pretty much it, guys. So as I mentioned before, like there's 3 methods. You can use a real-time images to stylize a black and white or more sketch thing, and then kind of go from there. You can take it directly from BIM, kind of stylize it the way you want it, or just keep it the way you want it. Like if you keep it this way, you know, it doesn't look as nice. Especially at the beginning, if you want something more schematic, you might wanna, if you're still exploring materials, you're starting the form, you can maybe start with this. So these are the 3 methods that I recommend. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, give me a like, and let me know what other videos will you like to see regarding AI and architecture. Thank you.